Back with another video, guys. This is the Retention Lifestyle channel, and I want to talk about mental fatigue. Right? Mental fatigue is often an occurrence that happens to you when you are consuming too much pornography, right? And mental fatigue, it happens when you are receiving too much stimulation. And it's not just from watching too much porn, although when you watch porn, you are receiving a lot of stimulation from the type of content. And you're getting aroused, you're getting excited. There is a lot of your chemicals are being activated from your brain, right? But you can also get mental fatigue just by eating the wrong foods. When you eat too much sugar, you eat junk food, because we all know the taste of junk food and sugary foods. It tastes good, but you ever notice you feel tired? Like, you can't read a book if you wanted to because you don't have the mental energy to read a book. You don't have the mental energy to study because you fed your brain too much stimulation. The same thing applies to alcohol. The same thing applies to weed, to smoking. All those pleasure chemicals are being activated. So your brain is literally drained because you keep feeding it too much stimulation. That's what happens when you jerk off every day. You are not just tiring yourself out physically, but you are draining yourself mentally. So, watching porn, getting pleasure from watching it, and activating all those chemicals, it is causing you a lot of mental fatigue. You wonder why you can't focus on a task for more than 5 minutes. Why your brain has that short attention span. You be watching all these YouTube shorts, watching all these TikTok videos. But that's the amount of time of a YouTube short is the amount of your attention span. Your attention span is only going to be good for a TikTok video. So that means if you're trying to watch a video on YouTube, right, for 20 minutes, you may just get through it at least a minute or two. You may just be able to watch a minute or two of the video. It may be less than 5 minutes that you are able to hold your attention to the video. So, you can't hold your attention for more than a minute or two. You can't focus on task. You can't focus on reading. When you're reading something, you're supposed to read to understand. But when you're reading a book, you're not able to understand what you're reading. Your brain is not able to absorb the knowledge, absorb the information off the book that you're reading, because your brain is too fogged up. It's too clouded from all the stimulation. And when your brain is so stimulated, you become drained. You don't want to do anything else. You're not going to have the focus. You're not going to have the concentration to carry out a task, to focus on your work. If you're studying for a test or an exam, or if you're doing a course online, you're not going to be able to get it done. Or to watch a video where you're being taught something, you're taking a tutorial, right, on something, but you're not able to absorb the information right because of the mental fatigueness. You're not able to really pay attention, and you can't read to understand anything. So your brain is failing. It's failing to absorb the knowledge and the information. Whether you're watching a video, or you're reading off of a book, or you're studying, right? Or you're reading from an article, you're not able to understand what is being written to you, you know? You're not able to understand what you're reading about. So it really goes in one ear and out the other. Information goes in one ear and out the other when your brain is too stimulated. You have to clear that fog, right? You gotta get rid of that fatigue. I've learned the hard way when I was watching porn all the time and even backsliding into the addiction, into the vice. I learned the hard way that I had a lot of mental fatigueness just by looking at the sites, just by getting pleasure off of watching porn. And I wasn't able to study, I wasn't able to read, to understand, I wasn't able to absorb knowledge and information. I wasn't able to hold my attention for longer than 5 minutes. And it's like when you're reading something and you're in the middle of learning a skill, you're studying, it's like your brain just kind of wanders off. It wanders off into nothing, into just all these like weird thoughts, these thoughts that are irrelevant to what you're learning about. That's happened to me many times. I'll be trying to learn something, I'll be trying to develop a skill, and in the midst of learning the skill, I get sidetracked. I get bamboozled by all these weird thoughts, these intrusive thoughts as well. And my brain, my mind starts to wander off. And I know it's the most frustrating thing. If you're like a college student, you know what I'm talking about. Because you know, when it comes to being a college student, you have to focus. Like, you got to use all of your brain power to sit there and study for hours, take the exam, focus, and be able to absorb the knowledge, the information of what your professor or your teacher is teaching you. So, with that being said, I want to give y'all that lesson on mental fatigueness when it comes to that's caused by watching porn. And for you that has been addicted to pornography in the past, you know what I'm talking about. You can attest to this fact that watching pornography, it causes a lot of mental fatigueness because your brain is receiving too much stimulation. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. This is the Retention Lifestyle channel. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and I'm out. Peace.